poem written by the famous Russian poet describes Peter the Great looking at the Neva River running in the Baltic Sea and the construction site of St. Petersburg, a city built in the spirit of modernization as a window through to Europe.
On the 2nd of February 1701, Peter I issued a decree in which he ordered to begin the construction of 6 18-gun ships on Lake Ladoga. Thus, it was the beginning of the Baltic Fleet.
This monument, created by the famous French sculptor Falconet, depicts Peter the Great as a Roman hero. From the top of this cliff, Peter leads Russia forward, while his horse tramples a snake, which represents the enemies of Peter's and his reforms.
During the Great Northern War in April 1703, the Russian troops got control of the Neva River, having broken the resistance of the Swedish fortresses. On the 27th of May 1703, at the mouth of the Neva River, Peter I, who dreamed of turning Russia into a very strong country that has a large and powerful navy, laid the new city of St. Petersburg, which became the Russian port on the Baltic Sea and a window through to Europe.
To block the way to St. Petersburg for the Swedish ships, Peter I decided to strengthen the defense of the Kronstadt fortress and was the first one who implemented the idea of building a fortress with outlying forts. A fortress consisting of a nucleus and supplementary fortifications in front of it.
Construction began in 1704 and lasted until the beginning of the 20th century. Throughout its history, the complex consisting of 21 forts protected St. Petersburg from the sea attacks, and the enemy couldn't destroy it.
Working on the project, we have visited one of the forts of Kronstadt fortress. Construction of the Fort Tottleben began in 1896. The fort was named after the Russian military engineer Edward Tottleben, who took part in the construction of the Kronstadt fortress. During the Great Patriotic War, the artillery located on the fort protected the northern fairway and nearby territory, supporting our infantry on the Caroline Isthmus.
Here we are in the center of Kronstadt in Enke Square. Kronstadt is a city and military seaport on Kotlin Island of St. Petersburg, in the Gulf of Finland. It was founded by Peter the Great in 1704 as a maritime fortress. The name Kronstadt was invented by Peter the Great and in German means crown city.
The Naval Cathedral of St. Nicholas in Kronstadt is a Russian Orthodox cathedral built in 1903-1913 as the main church of Russian Navy and dedicated to all fallen seamen.
Until 1998, Kronstadt was a closed city. Now it's a tourist attraction with free access to its territory.
The exception of all tourist attractions is the Leningrad Navy base and surrounding area, but now we are just going there to see the Russian warships.
In the distance you can see the Russian war submarine.
Here we are in the military port of St. Petersburg, standing on the deck of a training warship Smolny.
The Navy is capable of attacking enemy land-based facilities with nuclear weapons, destroying enemy naval forces at sea and on bases, disrupting its maritime lines of communications and protecting friendly maritime shipping operations. During the Great Patriotic War, the Baltic Fleet assisted the troops of the Leningrad front and protected the sea approaches to Leningrad. About 100,000 military seamen fought on the Leningrad front. Since the beginning of the siege of Leningrad, the main task of Ladoga flotilla was supplying the city and evacuation of the civilian population. During the blockade of Leningrad, the fleet provided communication of the besieged city with the country through Lake Ladoga. 1.7 million tons of food were transported and 1 million people were evacuated on the waterline of the Road of Light. The siege of Leningrad was broken on the 18th of January 1943 during the offensive Operation Spark. The operation was conducted by the Leningrad and Volkhov fronts and the Baltic Fleet.
The Krasное Selo, Ropsha Offensive, also known as Operation January Thunder, a part of the Leningrad-Novgorod strategic offensive, was launched on the 14th of January 1944. with an attack on the German army group north by the Volkhov and Leningrad fronts, along with the Second Baltic Front, with a goal of lifting the siege of Leningrad. The siege was completely lifted on the 27th of January 1944, when the Leningrad-Novgorod offensive broke through the German lines.